is that someone that is almost always under spiritual attacks should pray from 12.
Alright, family, welcome to the channel once again. Family, you are aware that we've seen so many ministers are giving different times of prayer. Some says pray in the evening, some say pray at dawn, some will say pray in the morning. So there are various times that every minister prefers us to pray. Now, some also says that they are watch hour times that a man is to pray, and that is the time that a Christian is to engage or pray. So, in this sense, Apostle Arome Osayi has revealed the secret, the actual time that Christians need to pray to engage in spiritual battles. The hidden gem that he gave out is so mind-blowing that I believe every Christian needs to learn from him. Now, he gave the precision why we need to pray at that time and how effective that timing is. You can't miss any bit of this teaching, because I think he was hosted, and also in the same vein the host also gave his testimony of how he prayed during that time, and then he saw things being done at that very time in the realms of the spirit. Family, let us watch the video. We will come in to discuss further. God richly bless you.
Now, what we normally prescribe is that someone that is almost always under spiritual attacks should pray from 12 to 2. And the reason why we recommend that is that most witchcraft coven meetings hold from 12 to 2. So if you set up your altar within that window as a watchman, you are likely to discomfit the
activities
at that time. And when the agreement cannot be reached in the coven, it means that the evil day has been postponed. So that's a prescription for people that know that they are under consistent attacks. Meanwhile, it's a good discipline anyway. But for someone that is under consistent attacks, it is not just a good discipline. That's the strategy.
Interesting you say that. I had an experience. This was, I think it was early last year or so. And it was, I just gone to bed, and maybe 30 minutes in, I was very tired. I saw almost like a hologram of a person show up in my room. And I saw, what actually happened is I woke up and I heard pray for a particular man of God. This is a very reputable US pastor, mega church pastor. And I was tired, and but I just started to pray. And underneath my bed, within 5 minutes of my prayer, I saw a vision of somebody appear in my room, like when, witchcraft kind of thing, casting a spell. And what I heard when I woke up from my sleep first was that I heard that 5 witches were cursing his roots like the root of a tree. And then as I was praying, I just saw somebody in the hall, and then what was that? And the Lord said to me, that same thing I'm praying against, somebody is doing the same against me. I mean, so will you say that is, just in the light of what you just said about the timing in prayer, maybe I went to sleep, and perhaps maybe at that time, because I wasn't following that set ritual, then it was now left to the Holy Spirit to now signal.
Yes. So
to intercede both for that person and
for yourself.
Yes.
Now, human activity.
And sorry, having said that, I mean, I keep the name concealed. But then, 3 to 4 months later, a public incident happened to that person. Yes, when I say public incident, where while he was preaching, he had a medical situation that became a worldwide news.
Okay.
So, what will you say about that? But he recovered from it.
Recover from it. Now, it's just like for humans, the best time to do the most important things is from like 8 o'clock to 5 p.m.
Yes.
That's for humans because the circumstances align themselves around that time. So there are also times that enhance
Are favorable for
for
darkness.
some kind of activities.
Yes.
So based on books we have read, testimonies from people that were delivered and all of that, and then we ourselves are good students of our own spiritual life. The times that attacks came to us and all of that, we can safely
Come to some conclusions. Yes.
that that period is a very sensitive period. That if someone wants to do something against you, it's likely to be that time. So, as I personally, I'm almost always awake at that time.
Wow. Okay.
Family, I believe you all heard every bit of the revelations that were shared in the talk. Now, you realize that the key time that Apostle gave was from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That was 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. midnight. He may mention that at that time, that is where the witches or demons tends to communicate. So if you pray at that time and engage in warfare at that very time, so they cannot meet. And if they cannot meet, then they cannot meet and decide against you. So that is the battle hour, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's where they meet. And also the testimony that the host gave was also amazing. So when he prayed for that minister, you realize that he made mention that he saw that someone is holding a pot and was speaking against his destiny, and it was at that very time. So prayers offered at that time is very, very effective. So as we all heard from him, you realize that he even got the revelation when God told him to pray. So God's direction at that time is very important. So God direct us during those times that we can pray effectively. So family, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.